So the Sacramento Kings blowing it up is probably going to be one of the more interesting stories in the NBA this season. Because if you guys are looking at this team, you're like, they're not terrible. They're not terrible, and they got a lot of interesting players that teams are going to want. Mostly domantas Sabonis. Like, that is definitely he is, because of the age profile. Like, the thing with Zach LaVine is, I don't know if it's a Zach LaVine problem, or if it's if it's just a problem in general. Like, again, I don't know if it's a problem, if it's a him problem, or just he's been a victim of circumstance. But, like, LaVine has absolutely been on bad teams most of his career. Outside of 1 year, ironically, with DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball in Chicago, LaVine hasn't been on a good team the rest of his career. And then DeRozan's just old. Like, DeRozan came into the league in 2009. I'm pretty sure from that draft class, it's only him and Steph left. Oh, Harden. Him, Steph, and Harden. Which is funny because everyone has retired. Everyone from 2010 has retired, which is, for me, I find that very funny. That we're at the stage now where it's like we're at the stage where we're looking at one entire draft class retiring and one draft class being like still having 3 players. But still, DeRozan was in that 09 draft class. I remember I went to see the Toronto Raptors playing in England in the first NBA regular season game in Europe. And, like, I'm not joking when I say this, DeMar DeRozan was playing in that game. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting thing to talk about there. But also, we have to take into account as well that it's not going to work. Like, the Light the Beam Kings were fun and all. You could argue their best player is gone in De'Aaron. They made a bad trade for De'Aaron. And they've got 3 players that have some value. A contender might go and take... a contender genuinely might take LaVine. If you have cap space and you can get a good price on him. A good, like, domantas Sabonis could command 2 to 3 firsts. And DeMar DeRozan could absolutely... He could be one of those good team just needs that scorer. Let me just trade. Let me get a first for him. Let us just go and give up. We'll give up like a future first 5 years down the line, which will end up being a huge pick, but, like, you know, we don't really care that much about it now. And we're going to use that to get DeMar DeRozan, which is, again, a lot of dumb teams. This is the type of thing that dumb teams do, but there's going to be a dumb team that takes DeRozan. But I think domantas Sabonis being on the trade market, like, he is one of the better centers in the entire league. And by better, I mean one of the actual best centers in the entire NBA. Like, I don't know how many, like, I will say are no question about it better centers than him. Like, genuinely, I don't know. Like, Jokic is he better than Şengün? Like, that's an actual question. Is he better than Alperen Şengün? Like, everybody's talking everything about Şengün. Is he better than Şengün? I think the answer is potential-wise no, but right now, sure. And you can get young players for this. There are teams that will take a Şengün-esque player, a baby Jokic, like a Jokic that is slightly worse at everything. I think teams will take that. Teams will be happy to take a player that is I'm not going to say equivalent to Jokic, but like a stylistic match to Jokic. Like, stylistically, they're the same thing. I can't believe the Kings saw DeRozan and LaVine in Chicago and were like, let's try that again. They weren't that bad in Chicago. They watched the Bulls experiment and said, run it back. Vivek chose the route, not our GMs. Thought Chicago Post a few years ago. Wasn't the Kings, it was Vivek, all him. I mean, remember when he thought Nick Stauskas was going to be like the next Curry, and then thought Buddy Hield was going to be the next Curry, and then what other player is he thought is going to be the next Curry? Because he's definitely thought probably about 10 people are going to be the next Curry. There's no way. There's no way that he hasn't just thought a whole bunch of people are going to be the next Curry. But yeah, it's as long as we keep Keon, Keegan, and Monk, Kings might be the only team run worse than the Mavs outside the Pelicans, Nets, and Suns too. That's me. You've already mentioned before. How do Kings never win the lottery? How have the Kings never won the draft lottery? That's actually a good question. Like, did not make the playoffs for 17 straight years and did not win the lottery. In fairness, they were never really had the best odds to win either. And I remember the one year. Am I right in saying there was a year that they got a top 3 pick, but then they lost it in a swap? And the one time they got the number 2 pick, they could have taken Luka Doncic and said no. They said no, we want Marvin Bagley. Funniest franchise ever. Like, Milwaukee can use a Zach LaVine. We've been rebuilding for 20 years and now we're going to try for another rebuild amongst the rebuilds. Like, I have no idea. Westbrook caused another organization to collapse. Rose has been all right. Rose has been all right this year. And imagine that, thinking that they're going to give away their only good young player in Keon Ellis. And Malik Monk. I have no idea what they're going to do. But everyone, they're going to give them fucking... Like, they're going to give somebody really good to the Lakers, aren't they? You just know they're going to do some dumb shit like that. Like, I don't think he works with Luka. And they're going to give Keon Ellis to the Lakers. Or they're going to give DeMar DeRozan to the Lakers for free. They can't afford him, can they? They'll find some way of breaking the rule to get someone to the Lakers. I don't know. They'll find a way to get someone to the Lakers. They will break the rules of basketball to get someone to the Lakers. Like, we all know that. We know stuff like this is going to happen. Like, the rules of basketball will be broken to get one of these guys to the Lakers. You just know that. You genuinely know that. But yeah, it's just a mad one because this isn't a bad team. This is not a bad team. We're now looking at them tanking already into the season, admitting they're going to be tanking already, which is kind of crazy. Why did I click on that? But yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. They gave Sabonis 2 All-NBA teams. Man deserved them. Man absolutely deserved them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.